Check out this view here, man. It's like living in a picture. Let me just sit here, have a discussion with a view like this. You can actually bring it to your car and then put everything in here and bring it up to your unit. If you've lived in condo before, right, you will know that management usually don't allow external blinds like this because it will spoil then the look of the facade. It will affect. So this storage area is huge enough for you to store in a few golf sets here, even some shoes, which maybe you don't wear a lot. You can actually store it here in the evening, soaking in your bathtub, enjoying this view. What a life, right? You can install a hanging rack to hang your clothes here. You know when you turn on your AC, the exhaust will come out with heat. That will help. So every unit comes with at least one isolator and also a 3-pin plug for you to charge your EV car. Hey everyone, this is Ray. Today we are unboxing Aetas Damansara. Let's go! So this is actually the main access into Aetas Damansara. So as you can see, they share the same main access with Tropicana Grande. And then here, as you enter, you notice it's not directly, you see from the main road, right? When you come in, then the guardhouse is here. So there is a short buffer between the access to the guardhouse, which is over there. So what's this for, yeah? It's because sometimes when you have visitors coming or when the car's piling up, right, the main road will not get jammed up. That's one thing. Secondly, right, it actually helps to slow down the traffic. So what it means is that from the main road, cars are passing by really fast, they are not decelerating. So when they come in, right, they will definitely decelerate because this is, turning in. So once they decelerate, then they will be driving in slowly to reach the guardhouse. So that actually helps to slow down the cars, reduce acceleration from the cars. So this is something very, very thoughtful. And also, along the way, the landscaping are very nicely done, as you can see. It's filled with greenery, and in front of you, that is the Tropicana Golf and Country Resort. Okay, so this is the guardhouse to Aetas Damansara. That side is to Tropicana Grande. And then before we head inside, let me show you the view from the ground first. Security here is extremely good as well. Wherever you go, you will definitely see a lot of CCTVs here. At the front edge over there, there's also another CCTV there as well for security. You can see how secure this place is. And this is the Tropicana Golf and Country Resort view from the ground. Later we'll have a look from higher floors. So this is the entrance to the parking. If you come in from the main access to the entrance to the guardhouse, the flooring used here isn't the normal tar road we see on the road, which most developer would do that. So it's safe on the costing side. But here they actually use concrete, but it has certain design to it, you can see, and it actually adds on some rough edges to it to increase, friction on the floor. So it's perfect for you to drive on as well. Also, as you enter, right, there are a few dedicated parking here for Grab or if you're waiting for a friend, which allow you to wait for 15 minutes. And let me show you something. So look at the roof here. It's actually partly transparent. The reason being is because Aetas Damansara is actually green building. So one of the criteria of green building is they want to save energy as much as possible. And here they make use of natural lighting to make the whole place feel brighter and for better ventilation. Let me show you a detail as well. So this is one of the lobby where you can wait for your Grab or for some drivers, because here you actually have a lot of people with personal drivers, right, for them to wait for their owners, right? So check this out. You see there's this subtle ventilation gap here. So you see the glass panel here is slightly elevated above the stone base, allowing the concealed air to come in and out from the bottom. So this creates a discrete natural ventilation slot without compromising the architectural look. I think this is really amazing. Of course, by doing so, because this is a green IE building, it is strategically placed to encourage cross ventilation. It actually helps those warm air to escape and drawing in cooler air outdoor into the lobby, which actually reduces the dependency on mechanical cooling. So check out these plants here. So these plants are actually trailing veins. It actually breaks up those hard edges of the modern architecture. And here the access, the buffer we mentioned just now, is also quite wide, it's not narrow. And even the drainage here, you can see it's flat. So when it rains, the water still got some place to go to. But it's flat, so it doesn't feel like there's a drainage here on purpose. It actually looks nicer this way. The walls here They actually use this marble finishing here. Wow, a touch of it just feels cooler. It actually looks and feels so premium from the outside. Okay, so something interesting is that I'm right now at the lobby. So you notice, right, there aren't any aircon installed in this lobby, just fans on top. But it feels very cooling. Right now it's like 12 in the afternoon already. So when I was outside just now, it was very, very hot. But when I'm in the lobby here, it actually feels quite cooling. So this shows how the developer, I mean the designer, thought to details. When it comes to designing the entire lobby space here, this is the parcel collection area, where usually when you order Grab food or you have some parcel, you can actually put it here, which most condo has it, but some of them they do not have a dedicated area for you to place your parcel. But here there's one here, just by the guardhouse. Okay, because Aetas Damansara is a place where a lot of big tycoons, a lot of big bosses are staying here. So basically a lot of them actually comes with personal drivers. So personal driver, when they can't pick up the cars, right, they would usually have their own mode of transport. Sometimes, most of them maybe they drive motor, right? So here there's even a dedicated parking area for them to put their motor here. So after parking their motor here, so they can actually come to this waiting lounge here and wait for their bosses. It's a mixed waiting lounge for the drivers and also people waiting for, maybe their Grab. But you can see the attention to details here. Here, of course, you use marble tiles with some design here and an art wall. Some more, there's a description to this art here, saying it's something to do with circle of life. Reminds me of Lion King. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, when you come into this lobby, it feels very cooling without aircon. Because most condo, some condos lobby comes with aircon, but not all of them do. But here, even without aircon, right, with just fans and the ventilation space I mentioned just now, so the entire lobby feels very cooling, even though it's in the middle of the afternoon. So it actually feels like you are in a resort. So you see that part is also not concealed, so you can actually look through and then air can actually flow through as well. Usually when you want to exit a lobby, right, so there's a button where you can just click and then you can go out. But here you will need the access card to exit the lobby. So it shows the kind of security you have here in Aetas Damansara. You notice here there's also a dedicated waiting area for the drivers to wait for their owners. Yeah, even at the waiting area here, the developer installed this window panel instead of a concrete wall, because window panel, I believe, is for it to prevent the rain from coming in when it's raining. But at the same time, it also allows natural sunlight to come into the waiting area, so it doesn't feel dark. Okay, so another thing I would like to point out is you see the ramp here. Aetas Damansara is also an elderly friendly condo, so you see throughout the entire condo you see a lot of ramps replacing steps, and also the bumps here, because Aetas is a very high-end project. A lot of owners here own supercars, so usually the bump wider and shorter, so it's more supercar friendly. So you can see the attention to details. Again, this project is really built for the end user here in Aetas Damansara. So this is their level 2 drop-off lobby. In between drop-off lobby, right, I noticed this area here. Let me show you. So here there are several steps. I think the architectural design here looks very fancy. You see here there's a step, and then the step is not full, just the first step is full, then second, third, there's this slight edges here that makes it looks architecturally lah. It looks very nice. But the thing here is, what is this for? You guys have any idea? Because okay, I understand the slope here, maybe it's for people on wheelchair or with mobility issue. You can actually go up and then get across the other side. But why is this entire place here elevated a little? What's the purpose? There's nothing here. Is it just the design of the condo itself to make it look nicer? Because all these are additional costs if you ask me, right? So feel free to share with me your thoughts in the comment below. And then the lighting here is actually at the bottom. Here half of it is blocked. So I believe this is to allow the light to focus. So in the evening when the lights are on, right, the lights actually reflects on the pillar. So maybe I imagine it will look nice that way lah. Because you can notice all these lights, right, are installed next to the pillar. So my guess is that's how it works. Now these are decorative lights outside of the lobby. Usually in most condo, right, all these lights, they are installed outside one, but here it's built in. So which means the developer today, in order for them to install all this lighting, it has to be part of the design up front already. So which means the wiring, everything has to be from the inside. Because most condo, they just install outside, you can actually add on later. But here, you see how detailed the developer is when it comes to designing and constructing the whole masterpiece here. Guys, so I keep mentioning that Aetas is elderly friendly condo, right? And let me show you something. Look at the carpet here. So this is the carpet, right? It's actually leveled with the tiles, the flooring here. So for people on wheelchair, right, there won't be any bump here, so directly you can access. It's like a flat floor here. So this kind of design, why I want to point this out is that you can't just today, I suddenly decided I want to put carpet, then I just put. There will be a slight bump to it if you do that, right? So it shows that all this carpeting are already pre-designed before the building is built. So which means the developer has already thought about this before they built the condo. Most condo will be like this, so this is the external thing I mentioned just now. So these are actually for decorative purposes. So this is actually their mailbox, and it's located at level 2 next to the waiting lounge. On first glance, I thought, why so little mailboxes here? I just realized this Damansara is a very low density condo, total only 200 units. And for the mailbox here, right, this is some mailbox in the market, right, most of them you can actually slide in the mails directly into it. So these kind, right, you can't. So you need to get the security guard to open up for you to put the mail inside here. So the good thing about this is you will not get a lot of promotional flyers here. So these are quite common in really high-end condos like Aetas. And I noticed something, this is also the first time I've seen as well. You see, it says here that if you receive letters that do not belong to you, you can actually slide them in here. Because sometimes they might misplace the letters. So a lot of times, most condo, when they misplace, what happened, they'll put it up here. So sometimes it goes missing. But here is more secure in the sense that there is a dedicated mailbox for you to actually place the misplaced letters here. So again, another attention to details. And here, there's even a place for you to sit, for you to check out your mails. Every unit comes with at least one electrical charging plug. And see, these floors are mainly for those electrical cars. You see some antennas at the top of some buildings, right? See, even our Petronas Twin Tower, there's one. That's the air terminal for the electricity from the lightning to be carried to ground. So this lightning protection testing here for the condo management to check if the system is working properly. So most condo you have it, it's just that most of them are not labeled out like this. Usually you see a metal there, so that's probably the test link in most condo, but here they actually labeled it. They're quite interesting. So another detail I noticed is this. You see the LED lighting here, usually it's facing down, so the lights actually come down like this, but here it's actually facing up, reflecting on the plain wall on top, so creating a softer touch, not so sharp lighting to the entire environment. Not only that, this reflection here actually forms a more uniform brightness, means you only need one LED light here, so it's sufficient for the entire 2 to 3 parking lot already. This is also a very smart move. So let me show you this. So this owner also installed a wall box here. So this is very uncommon in most condo, because most condo, right, especially the older ones, right, if you want to install your own isolator or even a 3-pin plug, right, you will need to get management approval, and the management need to hire the Bomba team to check whether or not the electricity supply of that particular building is sufficient for you to install that, because they have a certain number of power supply to it, so they can't overdo it. Okay, but here the developer actually pre-installed this for you already, so you actually have one isolator and one 3-pin plug here, power socket here for you to charge your EV car. So the problem with condos is that a lot of people, even though they want to get an electric car, but if they are living in a condo, right, so a lot of times you do not have all these conveniences. You don't have this plug for you to charge your electric vehicle. That's the problem. But here at Aetas Damansara, So every unit comes with at least one isolator and also a 3-pin plug for you to charge your EV car. So this is something again very rare in the market right now. I think more developers should do this upcoming, especially for the newer developments, because moving on, I believe more and more people will be using electric vehicle in Malaysia. So this is one of the waiting area. You notice this, right? See, there's a auto off fan here. When I push the button, starts moving already, and then it will auto off around 10 minutes or so. This actually is one of the way to save electricity, because sometimes, right, let's say imagine if you are waiting for your car, so for your driver to come over, right? So maybe you just wait for a few minutes, and then sometimes when you're in a hurry, you've forgotten to turn off the fan. So here they actually created the auto off fan. When you leave, right, after 10 minutes the fan will be off. So that's something I would say that you don't see a lot in the market. And also check this out. Okay, looking out, actually I think it's very nice. It feels, this greenery view here, it feels very refreshing and all. This green plants here, I mean without it, it actually looks good already. But with it, right, what's the purpose of it? I guess, my guess is that it acts like a curtain. So because here, this is where the sunlight comes in, right? So where heat comes in. So maybe it acts like a layer of curtain to prevent heat from coming in or reduce the heat from coming in. What do you think? You can share with me your thoughts in the comment box below. What's the purpose of this plant here? So if you are living in a condo, right, I'm wondering if you have actually had this problem before, where sometimes after shopping, you come home with a lot of grocery, right? How are you going to bring them up with you, especially with a lot of bustle, right? Let me show you something interesting here. Check this out. There's a place here where there's a trolley. Let me show you. You can actually bring it to your car and then put everything in here and bring it up to your unit. This is the first time I've seen it in a condo, to be honest. So it shows you how the developer really designed this condo for the end user, which is for the buyer itself. Very, very thoughtful. Then of course the leaf here, the walls here, all marbles as well. Very nice touch. And then I really like the theme here, grayish. The grayish theme looks very modern here. So what is interesting here is that every unit comes with at least one power socket for you to charge your EV car if you have one. And some units also comes with storage area. And if I remember correctly, I think it costs a little bit more for units that comes with the storage area. So their new project, which is the Aetas Seputeh, all unit comes with the storage area and also the charging socket. But for here, Aetas Damansara, only certain unit comes with it. So this storage place is for you to put in things that maybe at times, right, you don't want to bring out. Let's say for example your bicycle, sometimes if you want to bring up to your unit, you still need to clean them, right? So if you put here, you don't have to. Or let's say after playing golf, you don't want to carry your golf set up, and then you want to leave it in your car, you can all place it here. So for the things you don't want to put in a car or you don't want to bring out to your unit either, it can be stored in a storage area like this, which again, you don't find it a lot in most condo in the market. So this storage area is huge enough for you to store a few golf sets here, even some shoes, which maybe you don't wear a lot, you can actually store it here. The developer really know who their end user is, right? The storage place, right, it's not fully concealed, so there are some space here for air to come in and out, so to allow ventilation for whatever items you are storing in the storage, so it doesn't become smelly with time. So that you see, right, right now it's afternoon, but all the lights are off. The entire parking space looks very bright. You don't need to turn on any lights at all. So this again shows how well the condo is designed to allow natural lighting to come in even to the parking area. Another thing I would like to point out is this. In most condo, right, so for your rents, when you access in, especially the sharp turn here, right, usually, right, they will stop here or the wall will be straight until here. So when you turn, so sometimes it's a bit hard for you to turn. But here in Aetas, right, it's also very smartly designed in a way. So where you see that they actually curve it a little here, so it's easier for bigger cars to turn in. So this is also details by the developer. And the ramps here are actually designed for supercars as well. Because supercars usually they are lower. So if the ramps are too slopey, right, the problem is sometimes you might hit your bump below, right? So here the ascending ramps here are really designed for supercars, so you not hit the bottom of the car easily. So there are also motorbike parking bay here, because some owners here maybe own some super bike here, which they can actually park it at this dedicated area. Okay guys, just now at level 1, we saw this trolley, right? Now we are at level 3A parking, and then we also see another trolley here. So it seems that every car park level and also the lobby area, they will have a dedicated trolley here for you to actually bring up your grocery. So this is something very thoughtful. Okay guys, now we are at level 9. Let's check out their facility here. Again, so when you come in, it's surrounded by a lot of different plants, greenery here. There's a small little fountain here. I think this is a jacuzzi area. And then this is their, wow, this is their infinity pool facing the $1 million golf view. Awesome. Imagine in the evening, right? I think here looks really beautiful. Then over here, there's a shower area here for you to shower up before going in and out of the pool. It's actually your pool lounge area. So maybe when your kids are playing in the pool, you have events here, you can actually sit and chill and makan here. I noticed something interesting. So their dustbin, right, are also environmental friendly. Check this out. So they actually separate them into general waste for paper, recycle purposes, and also glass, metal, and plastic. So any one of you have seen this in other condos in the market. So far myself, this is also my first time seeing it. Also here at the common facility, they installed this motorized blind from Search Ferrari as well. Their meeting room with a lot of round table. It looks like an event space if you ask me. In most condos, right, these event space are usually empty or just with a few chairs and table. But this one looks like a grand wedding hall. Very, very complete here. Pavilion lounge here. This is like a kitchen space for you to prepare your meal. This looks like a place where you can have hot pot. Then you can dine with your families. Here they actually use more natural lighting. They open up this space here for the lighting to come in, reduce the use of electricity. Here you have a little lawn area where you can sit and chill with lots of greenery. That's the children's playground area. The developer also used rubber mulch here, which is good. And then you can see on the pillar, they actually put a protective layer here, so children nowadays they will just run around and then accidentally fall down and hit the wall. Here, the cushion here will protect them from that. Let me show you something. I just realized this. The playground here is very musical oriented. Let me show you. See, this is, I think, kind of musical instrument. I saw it online before, but I don't know what it's called. You can share with me in the comment box below if you know. And then here, this is cool. So let's see. This is do re mi fa sol la ti do. So mi re do re. So another one here. If you know what song is this, you can comment in the comment box below. Let's see if I can remember. Yeah. And also, right, this tree actually looks like a drum set here, like this, because it doesn't look like a chair, right? So it actually feels like you can have a band here. What's interesting is that, sometimes some kids, they are more introverted, they might not be so active, or maybe you have 2-3 kids, right? One of them, they prefer musical instrument, and this is a place where they can enjoy their time here. And sometimes, right, you don't know, when you bring your kids here, you don't know that they have talent for music, right? This might cultivate their inner talent. They might be a future musician. So in Aetas Damansara, you don't see a long list of facilities here, like 50 or 100 facilities in some condos in the market, right? I believe part of the reason is because most buyers here are really rich people, like Tan Sri, Dato, or tycoons, right? Businessmen. A lot of them are very busy. So even if they use the gym facilities, they will have their own private gym and their own personal trainers. So they might not use the condo facility that much. That's also part of the reason why Aetas Damansara is designed this way. It really puts the end user in mind. So today, if I'm at that level, right, I would also appreciate not to have so many facilities in my facility floor, especially if I don't use them that often, right? You can actually use it on things that are more useful, like, you know, maintaining the landscaping, all this. When you come home, especially after a long, busy day, right? Looking at these beautiful greens, that really sets a mood lah. And then at least it makes me feel more relaxing when I come home from a busy life in the city. So this is the feeling I get from Aetas Damansara. Check out this view here, man. It's like living in a picture. Let me just sit here, have a discussion with a view like this. It feels so good. So this is the gym room. Currently, it's under defect rectification. They are rectifying certain, I think, the tiles here, right? So the gym is also facing the $1 million golf course view. For the lift here, the brand they're using here is Schneider. So it's a Switzerland brand. So usually, if you know Swiss, they are very particular when it comes to detailings and workmanship. So that's one of the reasons, I guess, why the developer picked them. And okay, another thing about this lift is here, because Aetas Damansara, all the unit comes with a private lift. The public flooring common area is only from 1 to 9. So if you want to go to your own unit, you just tap, and then the lift will automatically bring you up to your unit. The good thing here is you don't even need to lock your door. That's the hassle of condos sometimes, right? After coming out from the lift, you have to go through the gate, you need to open the gate, then from the gate you still need to open the main door. But here, it's the security here is made to an extent where you don't have to do that. Bring you a tap here, directly bring you to your unit already. So once you come out from your private lift, this entire foyer belongs to you and your family. Here you can decorate this space as you wish. So you can even put in some family photos here. Of course, the lighting here is very good as well because it comes with a big window panel here. In fact, on the side, right, you can actually open it and close. This is good for ventilation as well. So it makes the space feel more windy. And over here, there's a powder room. So for your guests to use this powder room, because this adds on privacy to your unit, because sometimes your guests don't have to purposely go into the unit to use your washroom. So they can actually use the powder room here. So it's separate. The brand given is Duravit and also Gorge. Even have hot water and warm water. So because usually powder room, right, developer may not give this kind of branded brands, but here I think they give it consistently throughout the whole unit lah. So then this is a door to the emergency staircase in case of emergency. Then you also find some plug points here at the foyer area, and here there is also another storage room here for you to store your things if you need to. Okay, so here you can install a rack here to put all your items neatly, right? So if let's say the unit does not come with the additional storage area, this is where you can store your items. Okay, if it comes with it, then this is additional, so you don't have to store your things in the unit itself. You have more space inside. This is a door to the service lift and also the refuse chamber. So let's check out the refuse chamber. So this is the service lift. So your domestic helper, they can bring out the trash, and then this is the refills and services. So there are two doors here. So that's the main door, and then this is the door to your refill chamber. Okay, so there's even a window there for ventilation purposes. So even at the refill chamber, the lighting here is quite good as well. So there's a big window panel on the top here, allowing natural lighting to come in. The refill chamber here is shared with another unit here. So let's see what's this. This is the bomba for the fire extinguisher. So this is the main access to the unit. So on first glance, it's wider than conventional most main entrances from most condos. So reason being is because partly it's for people who maybe have mobility issue or who are on wheelchair. It's easier for them to come in and out. It's wide enough for them. And you also notice the tiles here. Let me show you. It's flat. Yeah, usually there's a step up in most condo, but here it's actually flat. And another thing is, if you have bigger furniture, right, it's easier for you to move in and out. So let's say, for example, if you have a big piano here, you can actually move into your unit easier, because most owners here, they might have bigger furnitures. So as you enter, wow, the first thing you'll notice here as you step into the unit, look at this space here. So the living and dining area here stretches about 7 to 7.6 meter wide. For a condo in Malaysia, this is unusually wide. So honestly, it feels more like a bungalow layout than a typical high-rise building. Usually, right, in most condo, for the sliding door, right, it actually comes up a bit, usually in most condo, but here it's flat, designed with elderly friendly features in mind. Check out this $1 million golf course view in front of you. Imagine, right? See, this balcony is huge as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet wide. And actually put a coffee table here, 2 seat. Can even put a hanging chair here at the balcony to enjoy this $1 million view. And one thing I would like to point out is that you see the unit, it just got its key. They haven't really installed the lighting yet, but you see, it looks very bright. Can you see that, right? So the developer has already integrated motorized solar blinds using fabric from Serge Fleury in France. Let's say if it's very hot, right? You can just close the blind. So if you've lived in condo before, right, you will know that management usually don't allow external blinds like this because it will spoil the look of the facade. It will affect it because in condo you are not allowed to alter the facade. So here it's all standardized and it's given by the developer. With just one click, right, you get to block out the harsh sun without losing the view. Here, right, because most of the units are actually facing the golf course view, and this view is facing west as well. So this is the reason why the developer provided this motorized reading for you. And on top of that, you are also given the low E glass panel here, so you have double protection in the evening. So when you come home in the evening, it won't feel that hot. The entire unit will still get natural lighting from the sun. And then you can see all the windows here. There's even another small balcony here facing the Aetas Damansara area. Okay, and then in all your rooms, right, you actually get a big window panel. Wow, this is their master bedroom. Look at the view here. Imagine waking up every day to this view. The flooring used are actually engineered timber flooring. There's a space for you, so I believe this is for you to design a walk-in wardrobe here. Here you can put in a king-size bed. You still have ample space here. You want to put your makeup table here, a dressing table here as well, or a study desk here. And then coming into the master bathroom. Wow. So this is the his and her basin. Okay, and then something I would like to point out is that you see at this cabinet here, they actually have a 3-socket plug point here. I mean, it's very convenient lah. Not all condo has this, but here they give it to you so that you don't have to, if you want to use your hair dryer, you don't have to go out and use. You can just already use it in your washroom or a shaver as well. So simple but convenient. A bathtub, right, I'm not sure is it a good thing or not, because previously one of my clients, they do not prefer a bathtub because for them they are quite advanced in age, right? So it's not practical for them to have a bathtub, and it's not easy to maintain as well. It requires certain maintenance to it. So this one depends on whether or not you will use it. But I mean, it's nice to have, okay, especially with a view like this. I believe there will be some lights at the golf course there. I mean, at night it looks beautiful as well. So, in the evening, soaking in, your bathtub, enjoying this view. What a life. Okay. Then here is your shower space. Then they separate as well the shower area and the toilet, the one you need to do big business. So you can have 2 people using the washroom at the same time. So again, a lot of windows here for ventilation. Okay, that's good. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3 windows here at least in the master bedrooms toilet. This area here, if you want, you can install a cabinet here. This because there's a space here, or you can just leave it empty. But if me, I will install a small cabinet here. It could be a trophy cabinet, or just put some decorative item. It looks nicer. The family area, reading area, or even office space, you can close it up with a sliding door here. Because this unit actually comes with a small balcony, and this balcony overlooks the Aetas Damansara view. So you can see the Merdeka 118 from there. Balcony comes with the water outlet here. Okay, so if you want to clean it, it's easier. You don't have to carry a bucket of water from your toilet to wash it. Okay, and the drainage here, so they design it quite nicely as well. So for the water to just goes down to this drain, okay, and then come down to the drainage area here. Okay, and then what's this? Okay, this is the aircon latch area. You can actually install a dry kitchen here with an island in the middle. Okay, and then you see the sliding door there. That's for your wet kitchen. For this wet kitchen, quite big. So you can install an L-shaped wet kitchen here. And notice something. There's a lot of plug points here. See, there's a lot of points here for you. This is for your fridge. Okay, 1, 2. Wow, just a lot of them. Okay. So more than enough, and there's even one on the ground here as well. Okay. So, okay, for those who really cook, right, you will definitely appreciate it, because if you really cook, you have a lot of things that require plug points. For instance, of course, your hook and hook, and then if you have a coffee machine, you need that, your microwave, your oven, a blender, a pressure cooker. So all these plug points, right, will definitely come in handy. If it's not enough, you can also install those extensions. But I think it looks very, very sufficient to me for someone who seldom cook. Okay, so here as well, but usually I think coffee machine, you put it in the dry kitchen part, and here it's more for heavy cooking for your domestic helper to help you cook. Then here, this is your yard area, and this is where you put your washing machine, and then your dryer. So the outlet, inlet, they're all here. And then, okay, this is what I would like to point out. Purposely design the aircon latch at this yard area with an open window like this. So here on top, right, you can install a hanging rack to hang your clothes here. You know, when you turn on your AC, the exhaust will come out with heat. That will help accelerate your clothes and get it to dry faster. This is your the domestic helper room. Okay, you can fit in a single size bed here, and this is their washroom. Okay, so I mean, it's convenient for them, because usually domestic helper, everything they deal with is in the kitchen. There's even a space here for you to install an external water filter. Now that's a problem with most condo, because most condo, you don't have that space for you to do that, right? So it's just internal water filter. But here you can install an additional water filter, which most of the time you see in most landed properties. So aside from the internal water filter, you have an external one, the big one, right? So here you can have that, so you get double filtration. So you get the lifestyle of landed property, but you also enjoy the security of a condo. So because of times, right, problem with landed property is that people are concerned of the security. Sometimes when you're not around for a few weeks or months, right, a lot of landed got break-in, right? Even though it's gated and guarded, some you get some break-in, right? But in condo, right, it's more unlikely. And if there is break-in, right, it's an internal job, right? But in Aetas, I feel very unlikely. Alright, so let's rate this project. So location-wise, I will give it a 7 out of 10, because it's still quite a number of international schools, malls. We have Sunway Giza Mall, and then opposite you have Aetas Damansara. Used to be called Tropicana Gardens Mall. And then One Utama is just less than 15 minutes drive from here. And then you're also not far from the Subang airport. So for those of you who travel a lot domestically, right, that is a plus point for you. Of course, it's also next to this really premium Tropicana Golf and Country Resort. So for those of you who enjoy playing golf, it's just next door. But what annoys me a little bit is the access. So coming from Aetas Damansara, Bandar Utama side, there's no issue. You can directly access the condo. The problem is if you're coming back from Kota Damansara side, you have to go into Tropicana Golf and Country Resort or Aetas Damansara that side to make a big U-turn to come back here unless you U-turn illegally, right? So that's the only complaint I have. As for the pricing, I'll rate it 8 over 10. Why 8 over 10 is this project, right, when they first launched, they were only selling at around 800 ringgit per square feet in PJ. Most projects here are already selling at 700 to 800 ringgit per square feet already. But the specs here, the things given here, and this $1 million view here, if you compare to a lot of other projects outside, you definitely can't get this kind of spec in most condo in the market. This is a very premium, very luxury condo, but then when they first launched, it was only 800 ringgit per square feet. That's a super good deal, but of course, to be fair, because the unit sizes here are bigger, so in property, right, the bigger the unit, by right, the price per square feet should drop a little, right? So here, the unit sizes are from around 2,000 square feet all the way to their penthouse. A penthouse is, you actually can join 2 units together, 3,000 square feet, 3,000 square feet, so it's total of around 6,000 square feet. So usually bigger units, you should be getting a slightly lower price per square feet. Imagine this, right? You see a typical unit here is 3,000 square feet. Of course, why 8 and not 10 over 10, right? It's because the absolute price is not cheap here. The absolute price is from 2 million onwards. This is not what most people can afford. Like myself, right now, I can't afford it yet. Okay, I wish one day I can. So that's my take on the price. And just for your information, I just did a quick look up on Property Guru just now and iProperty. The listing right now on Property Guru and iProperty is nearly 1,000 ringgit per square feet already. Wow! Imagine if you bought at 800 ringgit per square feet, you earn around 200 ringgit per square feet. Okay, it's a good deal, but most owners here, like the owner I spoke to just now, right, told me they are not buying to invest here. Okay, they are buying here for family because they have a bigger family. It's more for own stay, and then so the low density here gives you the privacy and exclusivity. The unit comes okay, so let's say a 3,000 unit. Yes, you will need to spend quite a lot of renovation with the layout like that. I think renovation itself could cost you a few 100,000 all the way to 1 to 2 mil, depending on your appetite. So now let's come to its specs. Well, specs, I would rate it 10 out of 10 because I'm very impressed with what Aetas has delivered. A lot of things you do not see in a lot of condos. The attention to details here, and then they actually built this condo for the end user. They know exactly who are their end user. They have that in mind. They know their end user are mostly big bosses, tycoons, Tan Sri Datuk, right? Normally, rich people are busy. They do not spend a lot of time in the facilities. So you notice the facilities, they don't have a long list of it, like what most conventional condos have. Okay, but instead, they have a bigger playground because they know these people, they will want to bring their grandchildren over to play, so they need a space for them. And I really like that they designed the playground. Like, it's not just a typical playground where you have slides and swings. No, they even have musical instrument there. And then not only that, they have a lot of this kind of pocket lounges here. But why do the developer design all these pocket lounges, especially with this view behind you, is they know that all these big bosses, right, they will have a lot of meetings. Business meetings, casual meetings, or gathering with families. With this space here, you see this space itself, you can easily have 10 people sitting around here, have a discussion, chilling, or enjoying the view here in the evening or in the morning. Maybe after a golfing session in the morning, you can invite your friends over to have a cup of coffee, tea, overlooking this view. What a life, man. This is a life I dream of. So you see a lot of attention are put into designing it in a way which help you save your electricity. So if you recall the lobby, they actually at the top and the bottom there are some space for the wind to flow in and out, and for ventilation, the blinds are up, right? Basically, the whole unit are very bright. You don't even need to turn on any lights. Like I'm at the facility right now, there aren't any lighting here, but the whole space feels very bright and spacious. But this is something, right, that requires a lot of architectural work and designing, right? So I believe the developer has spent quite a lot of money hiring a good architect for Aetas Damansara. Okay, and of course the upcoming project Aetas Seputeh also follows the same concept, but it's also an upgraded version. Okay guys, if you're looking for a premium project like Aetas Damansara, do check out the link in the description below, because this developer actually have another project called Aetas Seputeh in Seputeh, and it's freehold. And Aetas Seputeh is definitely an upgrade from Aetas Damansara. Do check out the link in the description below if you want to know more about what are the upgrades, and also what are the layout sizes, the specs, and also the fittings provided in Aetas Seputeh. So for those of you who are looking for Aetas Damansara, you can also check out the link below. Or if you're looking for any other projects around PJ area, we do cover quite a number of projects here, like for example the Atera, also the Sarah, the Aldenz. So if you're interested to know more, do check out the link in the description below. So overall, Aetas Damansara isn't just about the super huge layout and also the premium finishing given in the entire building. It's about little details that makes life easier for you. And not to forget this $1 million golf course view here. So these are what makes Aetas Damansara stands out in the market. So if you like this video, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It'll motivate me to create more contents like this for you. Until we meet again, ciao!